Jobs requiring AI certifications are paying 56% more for the exact same work compared to standard tech roles, and one specific Google certification on this list is proven to boost salaries by over $18,000 a year. But with thousands of courses out there, most people are wasting months on certificates that employers simply ignore. So I went through every Google AI certification available and narrowed it down to the only 5 that actually matter. I have stacked them in a way so each one builds on the last to create the exact resume that gets you hired. By the way, every certification I'm about to walk you through is available on Coursera, and all of them are included in Coursera Plus. That one subscription gets you official Google certificates you can put directly on your resume and LinkedIn. So I've linked it in the description below along with each individual certification. Google AI Essentials. Companies are restructuring entire departments around AI workflows right now, and the professionals who can evaluate which tasks belong to AI and which ones don't are the ones getting pulled into those conversations. The first certification on this list is built specifically for that skill set, and it's called Google AI Essentials. With 5 courses taking under 10 hours to complete, the curriculum covers how AI learns from data and where its limitations sit. You learn how to evaluate which parts of your workflow are worth handing to AI and how to write effective prompts using few-shot techniques where you give the AI examples before it generates output. It also teaches you how to use Gemini inside Google Workspace and how to apply all of it responsibly without running into bias or privacy issues. And none of it requires any coding or technical background, so this is built for people in leadership, operations, marketing, project management, and finance. It has about almost 400,000 learners with a 4.8 out of 5 rating. For someone already operating at a senior level, this is the certification that gives you both the vocabulary and the practical framework to bring AI into how you and your team work every day. And being the person who drives that strategy makes you indispensable, because when restructuring decisions hit, the person who evaluated every department's AI capabilities is the one leadership can't afford to replace. The catch is that using AI and understanding how it actually works are 2 completely different conversations. When someone in a room asks why one AI vendor is better than another, or what a large language model does differently from a search engine, the vocabulary from AI Essentials will not get you there. That conceptual layer is exactly what the second certification is built around. Introduction to Generative AI. There is one course on this list that has quietly outpaced almost everything else in the market. It has already been taken by over 1.2 million people, cementing its status as the most popular AI crash course ever created. It is Google Cloud's Introduction to Generative AI. It is a course specialization that clocks in at roughly 1 hour to complete. It maps out where generative AI fits into the broader machine learning ecosystem and breaks down how large language models actually work. You will learn why AI hallucinates, the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning, and the responsible AI principles that Google follows internally. Because there are no labs or coding, the focus is entirely on the concepts. You get a structured, ground-up explanation of the technology directly by Google. What makes this certification particularly valuable at the executive level is that it bridges the gap between reading about AI in business publications and actually understanding the technology well enough to ask the right questions. You learn the specific cost difference between fine-tuning a model versus training one from scratch. And that matters because when a company deploys AI at scale, the budget and strategy questions land on leadership first. This course gives you the framework to answer them instead of deferring everything to engineering. Paired with AI Essentials, you now have practical skills and the conceptual depth, which in most conversations is enough to hold your own. Where it stops being enough is when a recruiter asks for hard proof, because having a certificate of attendance is one thing, but passing a rigorous timed assessment is another. There is one certification on this list that bridges that gap for less than $100. Google Cloud Generative AI Leader. Most AI certifications are built for engineers, but in May 2025, Google changed that. They launched the Generative AI Leader certification, making them the only major cloud provider with a credential specifically designed for business leaders who do not write code. The exam costs $99 and takes 90 minutes to complete. All preparation material is free through Google Cloud Skills Boost, which takes roughly 7 to 8 hours. The content splits into 4 key areas, covering generative AI fundamentals and Google Cloud's specific tools, along with improving model output and business strategy for deploying AI inside an organization. Because this is a proctored exam, it carries weight. 8 out of 10 people who pass this exam say it directly led to a stronger position in hiring conversations, whether that meant a promotion, a raise, or getting shortlisted for roles they weren't being considered for before. When you factor in the $99 cost cost and free prep materials, the return on investment here is unmatched. The timing of this certification matters too, because Google launched it specifically to fill a gap that no other cloud provider has addressed. AWS has machine learning certifications for engineers. Azure has AI fundamentals for developers, but none of them created an AI credential for the person making budget and strategy decisions. This makes the credential uniquely valuable for leadership roles. While other certificates prove you can use the tools, this one proves you can allocate them. That specific skill set of managing budget, strategy, and risk is what separates a mid-level hire from a senior leader. So at this point, you have practical skills, plus conceptual understanding and a verified Google Cloud credential. I have watched professionals use that exact combination to secure better roles, but the ones who made the biggest salary jumps possessed one specific skill that set them apart. They could go beyond strategy and actually build the models themselves, and that skill set alone carries a median salary of $134,000 right now. Google Advanced Data Analytics, with 84,000 open positions in the US and 75% of graduates reporting a career boost within 6 months. The Google Advanced Data Analytics Professional Certificate is a standout credential. It is also the biggest commitment on this list, with a 7-course program that spans over 200 hours. That sounds like a lot, but the curriculum is structured so that each course builds directly on the one before it, which means nothing hits you out of nowhere, even if you've never tried coding before. You start with a framework for how to plan and scope a data project from start to finish, then move into learning how to use a programming language like Python to dig through raw data and find the patterns that actually matter. From there, you get a full course on statistics, teaching you how to design experiments that filter out the noise and prove which findings actually matter. After that, it goes deep into building prediction models, like figuring out which customers are likely to cancel or which deals are most likely to close, and then shifts into machine learning, where you learn to train models that classify and sort through large data sets using industry standard tools. What separates this from a typical online course is the portfolio. You predict NYC taxi fares and build a content classification model for TikTok, as well as predict user churn for Waze. The capstone has you build a full machine learning model predicting employee retention with a complete executive summary. Those projects go straight onto your portfolio because they follow real business scenarios with stakeholder deliverables, so they mean something to a hiring manager. This certificate also carries an ACE recommendation for up to 12 college credits, which is the equivalent of 4 bachelor's level courses, and is backed by Google's employer consortium of over 150 companies, including Deloitte, Target, and Verizon, all of which consider certificate holders for open roles. That consortium piece is worth paying attention to because it means your application doesn't just land in a general pile. These companies have agreed to treat Google certificate holders as qualified candidates, which functionally puts you ahead of applicants who have experience but no verified credential. For someone at the mid to senior level looking to pivot from management into a hands-on analytics role, or even to lead a data team with actual technical credibility, this is the certification that makes that transition possible. Above that $134,000 level, though, there is a ceiling that very few people can break through. You need to know how to build and deploy, as well as monitor models on production cloud infrastructure. That shortage is getting worse every quarter, which is exactly why the last certification on this list carries the highest earning potential of all 5. Machine learning on Google Cloud. Machine learning engineers command some of the highest salaries in the industry, with senior positions often exceeding $250,000. Holding a Google Cloud certification adds nearly $20,000 a year to that baseline, and the 5th certification is the Google Cloud Machine Learning Engineer Professional Certificate, which is built to get you there. And before that sounds out of reach, this is actually where the previous certifications start paying off directly. The program is designed to take someone who finished advanced data analytics and give them a clear, structured path into machine learning, so you don't have to struggle to figure out what to learn next on your own. This is a 4-course specialization that spans about 71 hours. The first few courses teach you how to build and train, as well as deploy machine learning models on Google Cloud using their full suite of AI tools. The final 2 courses go into production systems, covering how to scale models for thousands of users and automate your entire pipeline while monitoring performance over time so nothing breaks. The exam it prepares you for consists of 60 questions and lasts 120 minutes with a cost of $200. You need a score of roughly 70% to pass, and the 2025 update now covers generative AI. Google recommends at least 3 years of experience, including a year on Google Cloud, before attempting it. so this is not a starting point. However, if you have built the foundation through advanced data analytics, the Coursera program gives you a clear path. An $18,000 annual premium on a $200 exam makes the return straightforward. The salary data is worth sitting with because the difference is significant. AI skills alone add an $18,000 premium to your paycheck. That boost pushes the total package for senior roles past $250,000, and this certification is exactly what separates the people who get those offers from the ones who don't. Now, one of the biggest reasons the Advanced Data Analytics Certificate carries so much weight is the portfolio you walk away with, because those projects are what get you past screening and into actual interviews. So, go ahead and check the description below where I've linked every certification from this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.